Yeah, it took me a long time to get around to this, but now I feel is a good time to do it, especially considering what's to come soon. But first, let's knock Madagascar 3 out of my to-do list. Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted, is the third and so far the last of the Madagascar movies, due to DreamWorks going through a restructuring sometime after release. It's also the highest grossing film of the three, with a whopping $746 million at the box office. Well damn, with numbers like that, it has to be super good, right? Well, never let numbers determine everything in your decisions, but there is some truth to this one though. So why don't we take a look and see what made it so damn popular. We start with a follow-up from last time as the penguins leave and will never return.
Sorry, what was that? Initiate warp drive. Did they just say they were never coming back? Guys? Marty?
Oh, goody!
Ah, scary old people!
Oh, look who's talking.
Gloria? Why are you guys so elderly?
Now, when was the last time you looked in the mirror?
What?
Wake up! Wake up!
Wake up!
Marty! Oh, Marty, it was horrible.
That same nightmare again, huh?
We were stuck here in Africa, and we were all super old and wrinkly, and, well, I aged well, but the rest of you look terrible.
Relax, Alex, because I got a surprise for you.
Is it the penguins? Have they come to take us home?
Well, what the hell was the point of the second movie? You were fine with staying with your parents at the end of that movie. What the hell happened? Speaking of, because Bernie Mac, the voice actor of Alex's father in the previous movie, had already passed away before this movie was made, neither he or his mate show up in this. Anyway, Alex feels like the penguins aren't coming back and still wants to go back to New York, so...
Your wish has come true!
God damn it, King Julian. Why do you keep coming back? Nobody likes you. You are not funny. And of course he's coming along. Why the hell wouldn't he? So they end up crossing the Mediterranean Sea, somehow, to the port of Monte Carlo to hopefully reunite with their penguin buddies, who along with the monkeys have been gambling away to try and get everyone back home. So they never abandoned the mission. I just bet Skipper has a gambling problem. Did I forget to mention that this movie was in 3D? No need for glasses though, I won't subject you to that. Sneaking into the casino, they try to extract the group below, but of course, knowing Gloria, it just throws a wrench into everything. So, time to flee!
Okay, fine.
What the heck is going on with the lights?
No, tell me what you want, what you really want. Oh, I'll tell you what I want.
Stupid dancing lemur king. Anyway, they get out in Skipper's decked out van, but now it is time for this franchise's best villain. The crown jewel of this movie.
When I was 7, I strangled my first parrot, flushed my first goldfish, punched my first snake. Now, I have finally reached the moment I have been preparing for my entire life. The pinnacle of my career. To hunt the king of the beasts.
That was Chantal Dubois, the most insane, crazy, and most over-the-top antagonist you will ever see. Shaw was nuts, but this lady? Oh boy! She and her little animal control people are practically trained to own those motorbikes, no matter the situation or no matter how surreal it is. She's quick on the draw, she has the nose of a bloodhound, and of course... she dominates martial arts. By far, she is the best part of this movie. Hands down. And she's voiced by Frances McDormand, with many, many awards backing her up. It is truly a good day to be a villain. So, after a pretty exciting car chase, we witness a near miracle.
Let's get out of here!
Hey, where's everybody going? I'm flying! I'm flying! I'm the first flying monkey!
It's okay, I feel the same way. We go from epic car chase to this. Seriously, she's a living tank! Nothing stops her! They eventually manage to evade Dubois, only to repeat the second movie by crashing yet again. Alex tries to stay positive, but finds it useless to rebuild it. But as they try escaping the fuzz again, they find a circus train.
Where are you coming from?
Oh hey, it's the left tiger from Zootopia.
This train is for circus animals only.
Stefano, we do not invite trouble into our circus. I don't trust lion. Hair too big and glossy.
Oh, come on, Vitaly, you being a mean.
He's not lion. He's lioness with a beehive.
Psst, I think the lion-tiger rivalry is real. Well, the other two animals with him get him to let them aboard, after Alex lies that they too are circus animals.
You are really circus?
And we have love interest of the movie. So, time to introduce them. The tiger is named Vitaly, voiced by Bryan Cranston, who you might have seen in Trumbull recently. Stefano the seal is voiced by Martin Short, and Gia the jaguar is voiced by Jessica Chastain. Despite our heroes making up a performance that I'm sure won't be realized until later, it seems Vitaly isn't too trusting of them since they're only interested in getting to America. And apparently, all they need to do is impress a promoter who can contract them to doing so. I will say, all this dialogue and action is very well timed and humorous as a result.
Because we're going to let me finish. We're going to America as well.
It continues the trend of what the second movie did in terms of its humor by actually making good and well thought out jokes. And while earlier we did get some of that pop culture humor that tends to crop up a lot, it still doesn't overtake the genuine humor that we get from these characters. So Vitaly isn't too keen on letting stowaways aboard since their owner won't allow it, but Skipper, having heard everything, does say that they're going to own them after they pay their original owner with the winnings they got back in Monte Carlo.
You have a deal, mi amigo. I am sure this circus will bring you great success. I guess this is goodbye and good luck.
And that's a sign that these guys knew something about their animals that we don't. Something bad, no doubt.
Hey, you better know what you're doing. You're risking Private's community college fund.
I'll never be president.
Don't ever stop being funny, you magnificent bastard. So after what took them, a day to get into the train, Julian and his servants come across a rather suspicious car. Looks like this is where the beast lives. Over-sexualized bear!
Hey, goddess.
Please eat him, please eat him, please eat him.
Who that you look like a supermodel? Albeit a fat, hairy one who smells.
She ate him! Hooray!
Whoa!
Oh! So yeah, he's fallen for her. What sort of madness will this entail? Well, Dubois is now just starting tracking them again. Freaky. Which means she's gonna be following them for a while. I can't wait to see what she does. Arriving in Rome, we get that one trailer shot we all groaned at.
Circus, Afro, circus, Afro, circus, Afro, polka dot, Afro.
Admittingly, it got a giggle from me, if only because it makes sense in context. Lay low and Marty plays it loud. Typical Chris Rock. Also, the bear was named Sonia, and she's gone on a date with Julian in Vatican City. No. Well, it was just for one scene. No way he can get me to like him. So like I said, Gia is definitely the love interest, since Alex here just happens to overhear her excitement to perform, and well, given movies, you know that this mild talk about current events is just one step in their eventual communion. It's also nice that not only does she have a love for the circus and trapeze, but also that protective nature.
Lion guy, this circus means everything to us. And if you do anything that threatens this circus, you will have to answer to me. Capiche?
And some say that jaguars are the strongest of the big cats, so he'd be screwed both ways. Dubois makes it to Rome, and after stealing a police bike, goes after Julian and Sonia. And her own distraction gets her knocked off. But this darting the police gag is pretty good. Though she's still arrested. Circus time comes, and it's time to see what these circus animals are like.
Look at this! Whoa, hey! It's nice to be home. Whoa! How do dogs do that? Get on with it!
What? Like, no wonder those humans were so eager to sell them. These guys suck. They aren't even doing anything that would be a performance. Although I do think most of this is just to take advantage of the 3D effects they wanted in theaters. And I'm sure that kid is dead because we never see him get free.
Happening.
You have a deal, mi amigo.
Is it good? Yes, go out and get the food and come back.
The show is canceled.
Well, that show was a bust. But tell me, why the hell did they suck so hard? Well, the reason lies in Vitaly. He was more or less the role model for all of them because he can jump through hoops. Oh, but I don't mean just jumps through them. He defies logic. He jumped through a fricking ring with nothing but olive oil. That is so insane, but I can't help but be pulled in by it. However, he learned the hard way that olive oil plus fire equals burnt fur, and as a result, just lost the motivation to do good. Kinda a weak reason to having everyone stop being good as a result, but I'll roll with it. Alex has a plan.
I'm gonna rethink everything anybody's ever known about Circus. I call it Phase 4-7B.
Wherein, in order to get home,
We will come up with something fresh, something amazing, something brand new, fresh, never before seen, off the chain. Something that'll blow that circus promoter away.
I missed.
Oh hey, it's every Metroid fan refusing to acknowledge Federation Force. I'd buy it.
Fact is, you got stuck in a rut. You stopped pushing. You stopped taking risks. But those days are over. Because now we're gonna completely change the show.
Then it wouldn't be a circus, would it?
Circus is not about the acts you do. Circus is in here.
You cannot change Circus. There is long tradition.
That's what everybody thought, Vitaly, until those French Canadians came along, drunk off their maple syrup and cheap pharmaceuticals, and completely flipped the paradigm.
French Canadians, eh? You just had to take a stab at good old Canada. Whatever. Well, the motivation speech works when Alex inspires them to make themselves an all-animal circus. Of course, Vitaly is still unsure, but Gia and Stefano get him to try anyway. During all of this, Dubois escapes jail, rather well too, and returns home to retrieve her injured companions, reviving them by singing a song.
Non, je ne regrette rien, ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal, tout en est bien légal. Non.
I love this character. She is just unworldly. It's so good to see them take full advantage of her incredible abilities as a character. She is literally the ultimate Looney Tune. Anyway, it's time I address an issue I have with the movie. The treatment of the other main characters. You might have noticed, but Alex has had the most character development out of any of the four, going through his usual wants to go home phase, but learning about hardship and working together, and even getting himself a girl later. Canon withstanding, of course, but what do Marty and friends get? Marty doesn't really get his own arc. Gloria and Melman are still together after last movie, and haven't really got one either besides Melman needing to dance. Otherwise, the only other characters to get any sort of development are the circus animals. In particular, Vitaly, since he actually has a reason to be bad at his performances. Gia, who gets more closer to Alex by asking him to teach her how to trapeze. And Stefano? Well, he wants the circus to be good again. But other than that, Alex's friends get the least amount of character development out of all the movies. More so than the Furious 5 did in their most recent Kung Fu Panda movie. It's kinda a shame as the trade-off is good humor, but it doesn't quite make the story all that compelling otherwise. It'd be like trying to sell that sort of thing off for the Minions, which I liked, but it doesn't always work. At least this is still balanced enough to work in their favor, because the characters are still likable and the villain is one of the most over-the-top characters to ever exist. I'd say they help move things along just fine. After they arrive in London, Vitaly is still unwilling to go on and thinks about leaving, so Alex has to push him to not be the way he is.
Listen, man, you may have given up on yourself, but your friends haven't given up on you. Are you just gonna turn your back on them and sit and eat borscht the rest of your life? Or are you gonna get out there and jump through that tiny little hoop?
It is impossible.
It was always impossible, Vitaly. That's why the people loved it.
That is why I loved it. Because I did the impossible.
Not a bad speech. Do things because you love them. And for him, he just loved doing the impossible since, really, they aren't always. And after switching to hair conditioner as his lubricant, Vitaly overcomes his fear of the fiery hoop and manages to win the crowd's favor. And then we get a really awesome display of visuals. Jeez, how are they paying for all of this? But seriously, this is pretty damn good. DreamWorks might tend to bounce around on how they tell stories or jokes, but the visuals tend to be on par with Disney and Pixar, especially in the execution. The sequence alone is also worth the price of admission. It's another great moment in the movie, and the use of Katy Perry's music is also really done well. It goes off so well that the very American promoter is willing to sign them for an American tour. Mission accomplished. But uh-oh, Dubois! And she found out that Alex is from New York. And wait, missing? Oh crap! He was sent out to Africa before... Oh right, not arriving there would count as missing. Never mind. The penguins knock her cronies out before blasting them all out with the cannon. But now the circus animals know the truth, and you know what that means. Yep, time for one of those moments.
After all we have been through together, you want to go live in a zoo?
Gia,
You used us.
No. I mean, yes, but
Trapeze Americano, you make that up too?
it didn't exactly exist when I taught it to you.
Ooh, jetpacks and quadricobras. I should have known.
Balloons to the children of the world was not real either.
Well, yeah, that's not real, but look at what we did.
I was shot out of a cannon. I could have died. But I thought it was a lifelong dream. For all I know, your name is not even Alice. I don't feel safe.
Gia,
We trusted you.
And we all know you're going to make up in the end because circus stick together. We know how it goes. Oh what, is Julian going to break up too?
Sonia, are you listening to me? Now I'm getting the silent treatment, am I? Come over here right now. Don't shut me out, baby! What is wrong with you? Speak! Okay, if these are your feelings, I understand now. But I'm going. It's obvious I'm just an emotional whoopee cushion for you to sit on. When you look for where I am, I won't be there.
I know. Okay, I admit it. He has some funny moments in this movie. Julian has and always will be just a side comic relief character who tries to be Borat but never clicks with me. Yet for some reason, his little character arc with Sonia just comes off as humorous. Maybe because he's in love with a bear that doesn't even talk, yet despite the emotionless expressions, you can tell how she's feeling sometimes. It's not enough for me to like the character, but at least I can say he finally got his one movie to be funny. There, I said it. If there were any fans of him before, I apologize it took me this long to appreciate his existence. I hope you're happy. Well, they make it to New York, and our heroes were put in a boat behind them. And Stefano is sad because Marty is gone. Oh, the emotion. Alex and crew make it to the zoo and aren't happy to be here. It's like the circus was better or something.
In the world, we were really living.
Yeah, it was exciting.
It was romantic.
It was dangerous.
I never felt so alive.
When we were with the circus, we were already home.
I really wish we'd realized that sooner.
I'm really gonna miss those guys.
What do you say we go back?
Really?
I'm with you.
Yeah, but what do we tell them?
Well, we make it right by telling them how wrong we were.
It's worth a shot.
And if we go down in flames, so be it.
Yes!
Oh, but of course, Dubois has to show up to take us into the third act. But unfortunately for her, she's mistaken as a hero who brought the animals back, which means they'll be stuck at the zoo for a bit longer. So how does the circus find out? King Julian.
Sonia, baby! I don't want to be king anymore! I was so hung up on who I was, who you was, what you smelled like, when all that really matters is what we smell like together.
When did you suddenly become Ichiya from Fairy Tail? When did you discover your funny bone? Realizing Dubois is in town and their friends in trouble, Gia and Vitaly decide they need to go save them. So how do they do this? Simple. Move the circus to the zoo. This way they can try and extract Alex and friends before Dubois tries to kill him. But really? Afro Circus again? It was only for one moment. Why use it for your endgame? I still like what I see though. Even Vitaly gets to one-up himself by bringing Marty through the keyhole. That sounded wrong. Looks like they'll get away, but oops, forgot about Stefano. And Dubois is pissed. So as that earlier fake circus act sets itself up, Alex and Gia get to saving the day.
Take Stefano!
This is a much better looking climax than last time.
If I am going down, your head is coming with me.
I don't think so.
All right, let's go.
You're going down, but not with my head.
Jetpack! He pull up!
Your days of chasing animals are over, Dubois.
You do realize she can't understand you, right? Unless being a superhuman animal hybrid lets you understand animals now. Either way, she's defeated, and we get one last Alex Gia ship moment before we wind things down. Alex and friends will travel with the circus, Afro style, and Dubois and her men get deported to Madagascar. Well, at least they finally made use of their series title at the end. But otherwise, that concludes the franchise. Unless they go through with a fourth, but still, this was fun. It's not as good as the second movie, as the plot isn't as meaningful as that, and character development is now limited to Alex and the new characters. But they made up for it with some really good humor and amazing animation. Dubois is literally the best funny villain of 2012. She was very over the top in how she functions, and just had a really good performance overall. Honestly, while I wouldn't mind a fourth, I am rather satisfied with it just ending here, because now there's really nothing else left to do besides maybe ship Alex and Gia some more. But yeah, let's just leave that to the fanfiction. So that's one way to end March, and wait, that means April comes next. You know what that means? No, it'll be sequel.
He like to move it, she like to move it, move it. 3, 2, 1.